that actually I spent about $3.5 million, and I am very deeply debt, far more than that, and I don't know how I'll ever pay it off. I'm working actively. I'm doing all the things that I've done. I do autopsies for 4 coroners and private autopsies for families. I'll do about 330 autopsies a year.
Wow.
And I testify. I have consultations from all over. I'm fortunate. I'm enjoying good health.
Right.
I had a back problem earlier this summer. My son, who's a neurosurgeon, operated on me and did a heck of a job.
Good job, Doctor. What was his name again?
Dr. Daniel Wecht.
Okay, we want to give you a thank you to Dr. Daniel Wecht.
He really did. He's a neurosurgeon at UPMC and McKee Sports Shadyside in St. Margaret's.
Oh, okay.
And that back problem away. So I'm fortunate. And, you know, I have a clear mind. My wife is actively involved with me at the office.
Right.
And then, you know, it's very comfortable for me in Pittsburgh, where I've lived all my life.
Right.
My children are all here, their spouses, the grandchildren. So it's something that is conducive to a pleasant and productive work environment. And frankly, Albert, I hope that I'll be doing this maybe for another 20 years or so. Who knows?
I hope so too, Dr. Wecht.
Thank you.
But in that respect, respect to that, I guess that's the right. I'm not the greatest grammarian, but at any rate, when might we see a book about this ordeal and this unfair persecution?
Well, it's interesting you ask that because
I want to see it.
I'm working on such a book. As a matter of fact, I have a co-author, a well-known writer who has done some excellent biographies of several different people, and we have already started. We have the initial proposal ready to submit to his agent, and that book definitely will be forthcoming. And it's interesting, Albert, you referred to persecution. One of the titles we're kicking around, we haven't decided on it, but we're kicking around a play on a very famous play and movie of some years ago, Witness for the Prosecution, you may recall.
Right.
And we're thinking maybe we'll call our book Witness for the Persecution.
Okay, now there's also some other law, I can't recall the specific law, but because you were deemed to be innocent and what have you, that there's a way that you might be able to recoup some of the cost of the trial.
Well, again, you're right. There are some specific federal laws that permit you to pursue an attempt to recoup some of your money from the federal government. Without getting into it, it's very technical. No, I'll just tell you, it's not that I can't talk about it or won't, except to say that the obstacles are so great that while these opportunities and procedural modalities exist on paper, it's more something that you read about than you can actually pursue. They make it so horrendously difficult. On the other hand, you can also go, in my case, against the county. Don't forget, I was forced to leave the office of chief medical examiner.
Yes, you were.
Right? And that deprived me of a great deal of income. Also, keep in mind that many, in fact, most of the charges that were made against me, most of the allegations contained within that spurious, totally unfounded, politically motivated 84-count indictment that Mary Beth Buchanan brought down, most of those related to my functions and activities as coroner. Therefore, it is not at all a stretch to say that Allegheny County was responsible for and had an obligation to defend me, which they did not do.
Right.
So I only mention this. We're still thinking about this. No formal action has been filed. I'm not certain at this point whether we shall, but it is a very serious consideration and a very likely possibility.
Well, I can tell you that officially, I'm going to do something I usually don't do, but I'm going to go ahead and publicly say that I support you pursuing it. As far as our elected officials that I respect, some the ones I like and what have you, as I've said on this show many times, I don't care who you may be. If you do something wrong, I'm going to let you know. And when I do something wrong, I expect people to let me know. So as far as I'm concerned, the county was wrong, the federal government was wrong, and I hope that you will recoup at least some of the income. But hopefully more people will learn of your other endeavors in these books, which we can't advertise, but let's just say that if one wants to learn many secrets and technical information on what autopsies are, they go to the right place. And I bought 4 of the books recently in the last year, and I'll tell you what, these are just, they tell you things that you've been thinking about and questions you might have been thinking about for years. So
well, I appreciate
hopefully
that,
they
Albert.
will keep going.
Well, yeah, you don't make much money, so I'm not here to promote the books.
No,
but I do
I'm
appreciate
sure you
you
don't make
mentioning
too
it.
much.
But I don't want anybody to think that I'm
Right.
promoting the books because
No, I know
believe
you're
me,
I know you
what
wouldn't do that.
royalties you make from these books, they couldn't keep you in coffee for the year. But I do want to
That's
say
bad.
this about the books because of the tremendous interest that exists throughout the country in the field of forensic science, as evidenced by the incredible success of the CSI television
exactly,
programs,
correct.
movies and books and so on, that if you are interested, whether it's academic, in high school, in college, university, whether you're just interested as an observer of the societal scene, when you think about cases that are portrayed on television and so on, believe me, that these cases, which are real, O.J. Simpson, John Benet Ramsey, Anna Nicole Smith, these cases, John Kennedy and Robert Kennedy and Mary Jo Kopechne and Elvis Presley, Waco Branch Davidian fire, you name it, in one or more of these books you will find these cases.
Wow.
And somebody said a long time ago, truth is stranger than fiction.
And somebody's also called you the Sherlock Holmes of forensic pathology, which I would agree with 100%.
What is your opinion of John Benet Ramsey?
We have 3 calls, so as soon as he's done answering
Well, I'll
that-
answer okay, very, very quickly, except to say that you see my bald head?
Yeah.
Well, the next time you see me, that if I have hair on my head, that is when they'll find an intruder in the Ramsey home. And if I'm still bald, you'll know that they're still looking for an intruder. You get the idea?
Yeah.
We get the
Understand?
idea.
Okay.
Oh, I love that one. That's why this man is not just a genius, he's hilarious.
That's a shame.
But at any rate, I think you have some more work to do, don't we?
Yes, yes, we do.
Your turn.
Go ahead.
Caller number 2, you're on.
Okay, hi, Cyril H.
Yes, hello.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that, what do you think about the Jackson 5 family? What did they say about what killed Michael Jackson? The brothers, the original brothers. What you know who I'm talking about? The original brothers.
What's their opinion?
Well, the family's opinion is consistent with the autopsy findings. To my knowledge, they have no problem at all in accepting the fact that he died as a result of acute combined drug toxicity, the principal drug having been a diprovan, but with the other drugs also contributing. They also are strongly in favor of criminal charges being brought against different people. I can't speak for them,
Right.
and I want to make it clear I am not, but there is no conflict. In fact, you will recall, Albert, that they were saying that he was murdered. Right. Well, I don't go along that he was murdered in the sense that somebody set out to kill him.
Right.
But he died as a result of homicidal neglect.
Right.
He died as a result of malpractice and indifference that was so egregious, so terrible, that a homicide charge is warranted by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, by the physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, and possibly against other doctors and pharmacists.
Okay, well, if you don't mind
No,
going
go
to
ahead,
the
next call, please. Hello?
Caller number 3, please. Hello?
Glenn, this
Hello?
is Glenn Castle.